Thanks for watching Keeping It Real Sports.
Yes, sir. Rocky Yassin, keeping it real sports.
Appreciate you, brother. All right, man.
Hey, Taylor Rapp here from the LA Rams. Shout out to Steve Taylor, the real sports guy, and the honorary Ram. When Steve's talks sports, you better listen. Thanks, Steve from the Rams, for your continued support and love.
With Prince Bell, we rocking with Keeping It Real Sports, and we gonna be on this. We gonna be on a lot of times. I love the platform. Check in. It's the new wave. Like, follow, subscribe, and do all that good stuff.
Come on, come on. Told you I got you. Wanna talk about his game, he can talk about it. Tennis, match, golf, he can talk about it. Don't matter what it is, he can talk about it. Any sport dude, he know about it. Say your boy bum, don't doubt it. If he tell you that it is what it is, the real sports guy in the sand. Talk show game in the bag, man. Rep, gon' have to throw the flag, man. Steve Taylor, and it's over. OVA, game over, they don't play. From the fourth quarter to the ninth inning, NASCAR wheels keep spinning. To the 18th hole, he's still in control. Guy on the go. Coach never missing the play, cause he know the deal. This keeping it real. Sports. Come on. Keeping it real. Yeah. Let's go.
Indeed, it's another edition of Keeping It Real Sports. It's Reaction Monday, and boy, do I got a lot of things to react to. Information's in, man. We're gonna diagnose that and gonna just break it all down. A lot to look forward to. A big show planned for you today. Gonna talk a little bit of NBA. Boy, we've got our mid-season tournament in full form. We'll break all of that down, and James Harden is gonna play tonight. Finally, we'll talk about that. And college football, we're starting to get answers to the questions, and there's a lot of questions that are being out there. We're going to get some of that down. We'll take a look back at Pick 6 at the games that I gave you, Pick 6. We did pretty good on that. And we'll look at Monday Night Football. But buckle up, I got a big show planned for you today. But as I always do before I get my good friend Dale Parker in, I want to tell you what's flying hot off the Keeping It Real Sports Press. We look at the Keeping It Real Sports hot off the press. Well, it just won't go away. College football fans, it is the gift that keeps giving. Now we have, was it firing? Was it a resignation? I mean, what is it? What gives with this guy? What's his deal? Who am I talking about? Harbaugh. Are you trying to play the victim? Is that what you really want us to think? Make sure you chime in. I want to hear your thoughts. Make sure you chime in on the Keeping It Real Sports line. Leave us your comments, man. We'll definitely address those. But getting back to this guy, Connor Stallions, he resigns here, but look at all of the evidence that points to him. I mean, guys, if it's not cheating, then what the hell is it? I'm just saying, somebody please tell me if I'm wrong. I've called Michigan guys to get them on the show, and they have refrained from comment. Even when I talk to people that break this down, I have people that tell me, well, Steve, here's what's going on. Yeah, I said, but can I quote you on it? No, don't put my name to that. See, it's a lot more going on, people. And when there's a lot more that's not being said, that leads me to believe that this thing is even bigger than what we're making it out to be. Why else would you go to these lengths to try to cover up? Man, this smells rather Bill Belichickian to me, if you will. I mean, what is the deal of Michigan and this guy, Jim Harbaugh, man. Again, it's the gift that keeps giving. Hey, man, let's dig further into that. I want to hear from Dale Parker. Man, welcome in, Dale. Boy, I hope I set you up well for this one, man. Hey, man, give me your thoughts on what the hell is going on in Michigan, man.
Steve, how you doing? Thanks for having me on again. Hey, it ain't looking good over there in Michigan. You know, did he quit? I saw a report that he got fired. You know, saw him on the sidelines of Central Michigan, you know, with his glasses and hat on, turned away from the camera, hoping nobody saw him, you know, and he gave a sign to somebody. One of the coaches knows. So if he didn't give him to Harbaugh directly, he gave him to an assistant, and now he resigns and says he doesn't want to be a distraction for a possible national championship team. Come on, you shouldn't even be allowed to play in the tournament.
And that's where we're going with that, because there's a lot swirling around that, and again, these are 19 to 22, 23-year-old kids that are playing football, so it's a lot for them to bear. So is it fair for them to be caught up in this garbage right here, man? Because you can call it what you want. That's a talented group over there, man. And it's a damn shame that, man, this is even being tainted in this type of light. But it's the gift that keeps giving. It just won't go away, man.
Definitely, the story's not going to go away. I saw Harbaugh on TV today saying, you can come at me because I'm an adult, but don't, attack my kids and tease my kids. And I totally agree with him on that point. You shouldn't be going after his kids. Go after the adult. The adult made the decision to go out and cheat. So I hate to see it happen to a team of that caliber, because I think even without the sign stealing, they will still be up there and probably be ranked 2 or 3 in the polls, but they just don't look good by what they've done at all.
It doesn't, man. Hey, man, so, we'll keep our eye on that. I tell you what else we've been keeping our eye on is the NBA, man. Let's talk about it. Well, Dale Parker, looks like we're finally going to get a James Harden appearance. It looks like it's going to happen. He is looking set to start tonight for the Clippers. And regardless of that picture, that's not how it's going to look. It looks like Russell Westbrook is going to come off of the bench. Man, give me your thoughts on this thing, man. I mean, because this thing is going to be tipping off here at 7:30 here right after we get off the air, so, I'm going to probably dial into it. I'm going to check in, man, and try and kind of see how that goes, man. Your thoughts?
Oh, definitely got to see how that goes. I didn't know that they was bringing Russ off the bench. Now, Russ has been playing good since he's been a Clipper, distributing the ball like he normally does, shooting a lot better than he did when he was with the Lakers. And he, got that team playing pretty good. Now they're going to bring him off the bench and let James start. Problem number 1. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, and we're going to see how this works. But, I got to tune in before the football game today and watch this. This ought to be interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, man. It's going to be fun. It is, man. I tell you what else has been must-see TV. It's been the Wemby watch, man. Yeah, I'm rocking the hat, man. Man, it's Wemby. Man, damn. I mean, I understand that they gave up, man, the 17-point lead yesterday. But, again, this kid looks like he belongs, man. Man, his shooting percentage in fourth quarters is very impressive. And not to mention, man, he's just downright unguardable. Man, realistic expectations for the Spurs, man. I mean, do you think this is a group that can actually make the damn playoffs?
I think they'll be a playing tournament team, especially if they go out and make a trade and get them a veteran point guard, somebody that could come in and control the team and get them settled in. You're going to lose those 17-point leads in the NBA. I don't care who you play for. It's going to happen from time to time. But you get you a veteran point guard in there, get them settled down, get to run the floor in those crucial situations, when teams are making a run on them, and they'll be able to fend off a lot of more of those and win a lot more of those games than they're going to lose. And I see them in the playing tournament.
Hey man, speaking of tournaments, the in-season tournament is off and going, man. No games tomorrow because of it'll be voting tomorrow, so no games league wide. But man, this thing is off and going, and when we pick back up Friday, then the highlight game of the night is going to be the Lakers and the Suns, man. Man, early returns on your Lakers.
Getting off to slow starts every game is going to, continue to bite them in the behind. They did that against Orlando the other night, got down 25 points to the Magic, a team that they just did beat, a couple games ago. And you ought to know that Orlando was coming back. They were hungry. They could have won the game on the last second shot the other day, but they didn't. And it just seems as though they come out slow. These other teams come out, they got their foot on the gas, and we're going to run them out the gym early. And then you keep, having to fight back. And that's why LeBron got to keep playing 38, 39, 40 minutes and playing the whole
well. Yeah, man. Yeah, slow starts, man. You got great point. Hey, so man, college football, man. We got a lot of questions answered, man. Guys, man, and special love. Hey, thanks to some of the people that's already sharing, man. Man, like and subscribe. They're already sharing it, man. Commenting, man. Thumbs up, man. Much love to all and every one of you guys. Thank you. Let's talk college football. So, as we look at it, man, this is how my top 6 I had last week. Dale Parker, I will reveal the Keeping It Real Sports poll, the entire poll on Thursday's show. But man, is anybody kind of made any kind of different move as far as you were concerned?
Not at all. The way the games played out on Saturday, it looked like everything should be status quo going into this week's, CFP poll release. So yeah. I see it being the same way that they had it this week as far as the CFP. Ohio State 1, Georgia 2, Michigan 3, and Florida State number 4, Washington 5, and Oregon 6.
It remains to be seen how, man, but I'll give you my top 10. I'll give that to you on Thursday. Man, let's look back at some of the games that we talked about. Upset alert games that we had on Upset Alert. Dale Parker, I told you UCLA.
Yeah.
Man, and the other team that we had on Upset Alert was the Washington Huskies, and for a while it looked good until it happened. Then the defense caved in for USC, and so they fire Alex Greenwich. And so my question is, what the hell do they do now? I mean, what do they do now? You done fired the one guy that you had. I mean, what do you do?
Promote somebody.
Oh, by the way, Dale Parker, Oregon's next.
Yeah, well, they needed to keep him and go and get somebody else and put a two-headed monster in there with some thoughts and ideas on how to slow that Oregon train down. Lincoln Riley has never been known to be a defensive coach and have defensive-minded teams. So to go out and now all of a sudden change and fire your DC, mid-season, you're out of the playoff run anyway. Come up with some new concepts and new ideas and go out here and maybe you can get these guys to play a little better than what they have been.
Yeah. Looking back at the top 4 teams, man, in the country, man, Georgia, man, was it a knockdown, drag-out fight, man, but they found a way to get a win. Man, that's kind of what championship medal does. Ohio State played with his food for a while, man, and man, I get so darn tired of Ohio State Buckeye fans who complain about Kyle McCord. Now, remember, these are the same Buckeye fans that called C.J. Stroud a damn bum after he lost to Oregon in his first game. Do you remember that? So if you look at the facts, Dale Parker, let's just look at what Kyle has done. What has the receiving core done other than Marvin Harrison, and even him at times? They've let him down. Let's just look back at the game Saturday. Fleming and G. Scott had drops that should have been caught and moved the chains. Go back last week, Fleming dropped a long bomb against Wisconsin, and even Marvin Harrison had a few drops of catchable passes, man. Maybe part of this is a ball placement. Maybe he's not as pinpoint accurate as CJ was, but damn, who the hell is? Did you see CJ play yesterday? I mean, but the ball thrown to Fleming, it was a routine catchable ball that was thrown. G. Scott had ball hit him in both hands. I mean, if these balls are caught against Rutgers, it changes the entire framework of the game. Man, what all the guys done has won. Kyle McCord has just won. I don't give a damn how ugly it is. Man, pretty losses, you remember? In the national championship game last year, that was a pretty loss. But it was a damn loss. Man, right. I mean, I want wins. I'm like a Singletary. I want winners. Kyle McCord is a winner. Man, get up off him, Buckeye fans. Give it a break. Give it a break.
Yeah, Steve, he got to get off to a better start. Don't take nothing away from the drops because those guys got to catch those passes. But he seems to get off to such a slow start, and it's almost like he don't get out and warm up pregame. And he come out and he throw some balls in the grass, and he'll throw some, like he throwing to bowl, and then he'll get settled down, come to, late second quarter, and definitely right after halftime. And then he's out there looking like, he's a Heisman Trophy candidate. But it's just that slow start. Like I said about my Lakers. Two of my teams that I love, they get off to slow start. Kyle, get off to a better start because you definitely can't do that against Michigan because you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah. Man, well, who got in trouble, man, was the Texas Longhorns. Hey, look here. What? 4.5. I told you that was just a little bit too much for me to give up to eat if I was a Texas fan. That's why I took the 4.5. Texas won the game, but I covered on Saturday. On this one here, man, Alabama just showed up and showed out, man. Well, the real Alabama, I think they finally stood up. And then that's one that kind of got both of us, man. We didn't see that coming. There is starting to be a problem in Oklahoma. I'm just saying.
Definitely. Can't lose to Oklahoma State, but I guess I found out today watching the highlights that Jimmy Johnson came and spoke to the team before the game to get them.
And that'll do it. And that'll do it. And that'll do it.
That'll do it right there.
Yeah.
And Kansas State, I don't know what they were thinking going for it on fourth down instead of kicking the field goal and extending it to overtime.
At that point, I'm like, look, I'm going to cover. It don't matter. I'm going to cover.
Right. I was thinking about that the whole time. Texas was up 14 points at one point and 14 or 17 and let them come back. And I think that hit on the quarterback for LSU and knocked him out the game was a big turn point. I know they were down 14 at that point, but I still believe if he had been able to stay in the game, they might have made a little run and put a little more pressure on Alabama.
Man, Alabama's clicking on all cylinders, man. That's big boy football, man. That's big boy football.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, man, let's look at NFL storylines. Right, man, and look at week 9. And when we look at week 9, Dale Parker, I have to start with what the hell happened in Vegas, Oakland, whatever the hell you want to call it. But, man, the Raiders got rid of the problem. Boy, did they get rid of the problem. Now they got their guy in. They got an adult in the damn room. That's what it looks like to me, Dale Parker. Looks like they got an adult in the room. Man, they smoking cigars, man. All of the issues are gone. Man, the Raiders. Man, that should have been my damn lock of the week. I should have saw that one coming.
Yeah, and they put Jimmy G on the bench too.
Yes. And see, there you go. That hey man, but they bring in a Aiden O'Connell. And O'Connell looks like he's done the part, man. See more on that in a minute, man. I'm glad you brought that up, man, because it just brings me to a couple of the other games that I kind of want to highlight before we get into our pick six recap. Man, I got to give love and tip of the cap to the Brownies. Man, that defense is real. I don't, man, that's big boy football in the highest regard, man. They pitched a shutout yesterday. Real good decision, Cardinals, to get rid of Josh Dobbs and let this guy. I don't know what the hell y'all thought you had, but that ain't it. Speaking of not being it, the quarterback of the Los Angeles Rams, and which brings me, and I've got boy Shake, and I know Shake is watching the show now. He's sending me text messages because he and I have held this conversation. He's a Steeler fan, and I hold Mike Tomlin in the highest regard.
Oh, definitely.
He thinks not. He holds Sean McVay in the highest regard. And I'm like, no. See, Sean McVay is the reason that the Rams look as pathetic and as lethargic as they did yesterday. Well, why would you say that, Steve? Because they did nothing. No, he did nothing to address a potential problem at the quarterback position when you chose Brett Rippon. You let other quarterbacks walk, and you chose Brett Rippon. Not only that, the third snap from center, Dale Parker, he fumbled. I knew then the Rams didn't have a chance. Why? Because if you can't take the snap from center, you can't win the damn game. And that's all I'm saying. Brett Rippon didn't have to win the game yesterday, Dale Parker. All he had to do was not lose the damn game. And that's what he proceeded to do, giving away fumbles. He fumbled away a sack when he should have ate the sack, fumbled the ball away. Guess what? They scored a damn touchdown. He comes back, he throws a pick. Guess what? They scored a damn touchdown. All he had to do was not lose the game. That's my point. The problem, and somebody's got to say it, I love the Rams, but somebody's got to say it. Sean McVay is the damn problem. Quit being cute. When you run a toss sweep to Royce Freeman, you lost me, buddy. You lost me on that one. I'm sorry. Which gets me to this week's power rankings. Dale Parker, I listen. Well, I didn't have to. Hell, I also see. I've got all four eyes, and they watch the Baltimore Ravens number one in our rankings this week. You're damn right. I don't care if Philly won more games, man. Man, just look at it. Baltimore number 2, number 1. Philadelphia number 2. Cincinnati Bengals up, and boy, are they starting to really trend and look well. The Kansas City Chiefs number 4, and the Dallas Cowboys, even in a loss, number 5.
What happened to Jacksonville?
Well, when you're out of sight, you're out of mind, and that's kind of what happens in this, man. Man. Hey, look. The list is fluid. I gotta see you.
Yeah, they did have a bye yesterday.
Out of sight, out of mind. So man, that gets us to this week's pick 'em, man. Hey, man, we picked them this week, man. And Dale Parker, honestly, we had a pretty damn good week, man. So man, let's get back and look at some of the action from yesterday. We'll start with your game, Miami and Kansas City, man. I had this thing, man, Kansas City 27-24. But when it all came down, man, Mahomes really came and brought the heat to Miami. But, hey, man, let me ask you this. Is there anything to Miami not being able to play up to the competition, man? Because this is three games against winning teams. 3 times they've kind of laid the egg, man. I mean, that's starting to trend that way, man. Give me your thoughts.
Yeah, I hate to see that, but again, I hate to sound like a broken record, but another one of my teams getting off to a slow start. They get down 21-0, then they start to come back and just didn't have enough left. They kept Mahomes and the Chiefs scoreless in the second half yesterday. So the defense stepped up, only allowed 14 points. You had the crucial fumble by Tyreek. Those things are going to happen, but they got to get off to a better start. And with their schedule coming down the stretch here, you're going to see what the Dolphins are made of over the next 4 or 5 weeks, because they got the Jets twice. They got to buy it, and they got to come and play those Raiders that you just talked about. You know, got the Jets twice, still got Buffalo to play, who seems to be reeling, but we'll see what happens, man. That's all we can do.
Yep. Hey, man, well, we saw what happened in this one, man. Hey, it was all Baltimore. I mean, my goodness, man. I had it 26-17, but, man, the Ravens defense, 4 sacks, 5 tackles for loss, 9 passes defended, interception, fumble recovery. Damn. I mean, how much more dominant can you be?
Yeah. They're sending a statement to the rest of the league is that you better come on and bring your A game, because if you don't, you're walking out of here with a loss. And they are a couple receptions away, you know, from being undefeated. You know,
absolutely.
But wide receivers could catch the ball. The wide receiver coach got them out there catching the bigger balls from rugby. You know, this ain't rugby. This is the NFL.
Yeah. Catch the ball, man. Catch the ball, man. Well, I tell you who's catching the ball is, man, these guys, man, I had Cincinnati against Buffalo. I had it 30-24 Cincinnati. But Joe Burrow to T. Higgins, my goodness. They doubled Chase, no problem. T. Higgins, he goes 11 for $118, man. I mean, dude, pick your poison with these guys.
Yeah, Joe Burrow is healthy. That calf seems to be doing good. And so you aren't going to get him sitting back there in the pocket, because now he's able to scramble and run around a little bit.
Right.
And Cincinnati, you know, is on their way. So watch out for the rest of the league.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are, man. Hey, man, that gets us to, man, our big game of the day. Man, I had it Philly 35-31. Philly holds off Dallas. They win it 28-23. But, man, the story in this one is how well the Cowboys played in almost winning. And what gets to me is, Micah Hyde, when you ask questions that you want answers to. I mean, in particular, why are you judged on different scales? Why? Well, damn, why? Because you're the Dallas Cowboys. See, why should you come out and say we played well in a loss? Dak Prescott, man, put some respect on it because he played well, but did he? Because, man, I know that when he was first and goal with a chance to win the game on the 1-yard line, I know that it was a false start that moved him back 5 yards. I know that when it was a second and at first and goal from the 6, I know that they took a sack. I know that when it was first and goal, after that, it was a false start. See, I saw this happen. See, you know, time and time again. I know that as shitty as the Eagles played yesterday, they still found a way to win the football game. You know, see, that's what championship teams does. So until you get to that level, you will be judged as so. And that's all I'm saying about Micah Parsons and all the rest of the Dallas Cowboys. You know, yeah, you played well, but you lost. I mean, do you want to win pretty, lose pretty, or win ugly? I don't give a damn. Just win, baby.
Just win, because it's all it takes. And, you know, Philly tried to give them that game at the end.
Tried to.
You know, first down from the 16 or the 14, and you go out and you play man defense, and first play, pass interference for about 45, 50 yards, you know, and then you give up another long pass play, and then roughing the passer. They tried to give them the game. Philly didn't deserve to win the game, but they did. So take your hats off to Philly. Yeah. You know, Dallas, you know, you come back, you got them in a couple weeks. Come back and see if you can do something with them then. Well,
I tell you, man, who did, man. I had this one, Houston 17-16. Boy, this turned out to be the game of the day. C.J. Stroud, what? I mean, he set a rookie record, goes for 470, 5 touchdowns in this one, man. Man, he took his team 46 seconds, the length of the field, to win the damn game. Man, like, bro, that's what I'm talking about.
Hey, big time plays he made yesterday. You know, and all I could think was, CJ, why'd you leave us? I know it was time to go, but you could have stayed one more.
Well, man, hey, man, look here. The uncrowned champions last year are the Ohio State Buckeyes, and we know that. And then it gets me to the one that I got wrong yesterday. That was my lock of the week, and it would have been a lock Except this guy here went to a damn phone booth and came out with a cape on, man. Joshua Dobbs, man. And this is another reason that had me flipping out about the Rams, because if a guy can get off a damn bus and don't know nobody's name and can be competent enough to go win a damn football game and not lose a damn game, so or should I say, he won the damn game, man. My love out, man. One love to this dude.
Yeah, he played a hell of a game yesterday. People starting to call him my little brother because he got alopecia like I do, and he out there. A lot of people don't call me today. Said, man, he out there looking like you, look like your little brother. But he came here and take a snap on the sideline. You know, what more can you say? He came in and showed him he can play this game.
Yeah, he definitely did. He definitely did. So Dale Parker, again, before we get out of here, what I like to do is talk about, man, I gave you 5 teams that I said in the AFC that wouldn't make the playoffs. Now that we're at the halfway point, we can kind of look at this, and this thing is starting to kind of show up how we can project things a little bit more clearly now. At the beginning of the season, I said there's always 6 to 7 teams. I went with 6 because it was a nice even number that made the playoffs last year, and there's 6 teams that will make the playoffs this year. So we looked at the teams that I said that wouldn't make the playoffs. Here are the teams that I thought would make the playoffs, man. And I'm on point on a lot of them, but 2 of them it's kind of shaky. And let's look at the ones that I hit on the point. Man, the Lions definitely look like a playoff team, you know. Man, Motor City Dan Campbell's really turned that franchise around, man. I like the way that they're trending, looking damn good. The New Orleans Saints, they just find ways to win. It ain't pretty, but they find ways to win. Yesterday, they willed their way to a victory. They got it done. And here's a team, man, that I thought would have big things for Atlanta. They just got bit by Josh Dobbs yesterday, but they were in control of that game. A couple of the ones that didn't look so good, man, my Rams, man, you know, some of the things that they're going through right now, man, McVay in particular, you know, some of the things McVay that they're going through, you know, McVay, you get the point that I'm making, you know. And then the Denver Broncos, man, you know, that thing is not turning out like they thought. But, man, Pittsburgh, you can never count them out. They were Mike Tomlin their way into wins, man, and that's what they've done. Brings me to Monday night, Dale. The Jets and the Chargers.
This is a must-win for the Chargers, in my opinion.
Ooh. Yeah, I would say it's a must-win for both teams. But my question to you, who you got?
I'm going with the Chargers.
Ooh.
You know, I think that it's time for Justin Herbert to come out and have a big game against a real tough defense. And come on, man, it's Zach Wilson on the other side. You know, you can't keep losing to Zach Wilson just because of his defense, which I know is outstanding. You know, the defense that the Jets have is outstanding. With Justin Herbert make a couple plays, Austin Eckler can get in the end zone a couple times, and I got the Chargers pulling up the upset today.
Man, I tell you, you know, myself, I am a guy who kind of believes in karma. I believe in what's going on with the New York Jets, man. Robert Saleh kind of found something. He's found some kind of mojo. And you could say what you want about Zach, man. You know, he hasn't been blessed to play in some of the best conditions. The Chargers find ways to lose games instead of ways to win games. And then when I all weigh it all out, the Chargers have Brandon Staley and the Jets don't.
That's my big concern.
Give me the New York Jets.
Well, I'm hoping Herbert can overcome Brandon Staley today and they can pull off the win.
Oh, there you go, man. So there you go. There's another one in, boy. Hey, man, we'll break all of these things down. I'll give you the new poll coming up on Thursday. And then we'll go inside of our rankings and all of that good stuff, man. We'll have fun on Thursday show. So make sure you tell a friend to bring a friend, man, and we'll all be friends. So until next time, like, subscribe, make sure you share. I see you already doing that. I appreciate you, Teresa. I appreciate you, man. We got women that's watching us, man. That's kind of that's real cool, man. And then sharing the content. Much love, man. So, man, until next time, man, I wish you love and peace, man. Chuck them deuces.
Come on. I told you I got you. Wanna talk about his game, he can talk about it. Tennis, match, golf, he can talk about it. Don't matter what it is, he can talk about it. Any sport dude, he know about it. Safe boy bum, don't doubt it. If he tell you that it is what it is, the real sports guy in the sand. Talk show game in the bag, man. Rep, don't have to throw the flag, man. Steve Taylor, and it's over. OVA.